Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. I said I was going to stop for the day, but I really am kind of enjoying this. So even though my throat's still hurting, I got some ice water nearby, but I want to go ahead and keep going. And hopefully you guys are keeping up. Some of the things I generally do, because what kind of helped get me into board games and stuff was watching, various videos and all that stuff. And what I ended up doing is every time a card popped up, it never really stayed up long enough for me to read it. So a lot of times I would find myself rewinding and pausing it just to read the cards, just so I could see what's going on. I pretty much kind of did that to teach myself Battlestar Galactica, which is pretty impressive, I guess, to say the least. Anyway, so yeah, it's been quite a day. We've went through so many years, and then we essentially got a new game plus, and now we're kind of getting back to where we were before. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and pop up our settlement phase. So, survivors return, they get healed up, all that good stuff. I'm not gonna, if I'll worry about that later. Endeavors wise, we get 5. Alice did not come with us this time, but Alice can go to the next hunt if we choose to take her along. So for this, we're going to get 5 endeavors, which is still rather impressive, because every little bit helps. Essentially, all we've been using our endeavors for is for innovations and auguries, which is, I guess, an okay situation to be in. Alright, so there are our endeavors. No one died. We need to get a settlement event, so let's go ahead and do a 1d20. 17. Skull Eater. Alright, randomly choose a returning survivor and give them +3 insanity. If there are no returning survivors, choose a survivor from the settlement to gain 3 insanity. Alright, well, our returning survivors are these 4 characters here, so I will start from left to right. Well, left to right and then going up. So Remilius is 4, Sakia is 1. 2, Letty. Letty is now getting 3 insanity, and is now getting the, what do you call it? Right. The survivor consumes the skull of a deceased survivor. They awaken a hunger that cannot be stopped, and roll on the table below. They gain the following impairment: marrow hunger. When the murder or skull eater settlement events are drawn, the survivor is nominated. So yeah, Letty's got a taste for skulls. So we'll go marrow hunger. Oops, that's hunger. Alright, so we gotta roll 1d20. Usually this is bad because this is going to lead to murder. Murder is like one of the worst events to get, because it kills your highest level characters usually. So 1d10, 9. The other survivors redirect the Skull Eater's hunger. They may spend 2 endeavors to replace the marrow hunger impairment with binge eater disorder. If they don't, add murder settlement event to the timeline next year. Yeah, we're spending 2. We're doing that. We're gonna go ahead and spend 2 endeavors. Fine, that is a good price to pay to not get murdered. So, with that, we get rid of marrow hunger, but we do get, it did say binge eating, I believe is what it was called. Pull that up again, my apologies. I was in such a hurry. Binge eating disorder. So that's a disorder. It's nothing too serious. I'm just checking that off so we can have it marked. Okay, so disorders. Binge eating disorder. Eating is the only thing that helps you escape your miserable life. You cannot depart unless you have consumable gear in your gear grid. You must consume if the choice to consume arises. It's not too bad, but it's usually not that bad, because most of the time you'll have freaking monster grease in your possession anyway. So binge eating. That was as good as it could possibly go for that. So I'm very glad. If we had rolled low, we would have gotten murder next year, which would have probably killed Letty. It would definitely have killed Letty, and then the highest, and then Alice could have potentially been killed. So that's been taken care of. Alright, so we're down to 3 endeavors. Not too bad. Next, for the settlement phase, we update death count. There's no one died. update timeline. We are in year 3 now. Also, we did get the portcullis key, which we'll probably never use. I'll just say that the magic number to use the portcullis key is 99, and there's a 10% chance it can screw you. So we'll see. It does get you something good, but it's something late game, so I might not even use it if we end up finding it. Anyway, we are in year 3. Next year, we will be fighting the Butcher. So essentially, this year and year 4 is kind of our opportunity to get as much done as possible before the Butcher comes and wrecks us a bit. Alright, so at this point, we can go ahead and spend our stuff. I'm going to go ahead and spend a Monster Organ, a Hide, and a Monster Bone in one endeavor to go ahead and innovate. So we have 9 cards now. So we'll go ahead and do 2d9, reroll any duplicates. 5 and 5, so 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Alright, so we get Symposium and Face Painting. That is interesting. So Symposium, let's go ahead and pull those up. Symposium gives you additional survival points. And it also allows you, when you innovate, to draw 4 cards instead of just 2. And you still only pick 1, but you get a lot more options to pick from. It does add additional consequences to the deck, though. And then we can go further down the paint tree and get face painting, which can get us some additional actions we could possibly do. For the most part, face painting does have some additional benefits, but so does Symposium. And Symposium will at least get us more survival, and we really need more survival at this point. Not going survival of the fittest or cannibalism kind of cut us down on our survival limit by quite a bit. I never realized it did so much for us as far as survival is concerned. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take Symposium. This will bloat our deck, but this also allows us to draw more cards anyway, so it should even out. So this will give us +1 survival limit, which is nice. So we can now get 3 survival as a max. And then we get to add a bunch of Symposium consequences, which is going to be Nightmare Training and Storytelling. Both are pretty good to deal with. Yeah, they're pretty nice. Alright, now what Symposium can also let us do, with this updated version of the Lantern Horde, is we can actually spend an endeavor to share experience with other characters. You can nominate a survivor that has 2 or more hunt experience than yourself. They describe and illuminate illuminating details of their desired death. If you're not deaf, gain +1 hunt experience from their story. If the nominated survivor has a broken jaw, instead get +1 insanity. So with this, we can start giving people experience points without actually going on hunts. More than likely, we're probably not going to take advantage of that, but it is there if we need it. Alright, so we're down to 2 endeavors, and we got a bunch of stuff we need to craft. So let's go ahead and take this Eye of the Cat, which I don't think I ever showed that resource properly, so let me go ahead and do that right now. A perfectly preserved eye. It's an organ. So with this Eye of a Cat, we can make a cat's eye circlet. Cat eye circlet. Item, jewelry, other. You can spend an action to reveal the next 3 next 3 monster hit locations and put them back in any order. This is extremely powerful, and it essentially allows you to have a character that's just purely a support role and can ensure you can help warn you ahead of time of traps that are coming. The way we'll be doing this in this game is, of course, I will roll random numbers for those 3 locations, and then I will just have them written down in the order I want them in. So we'll go ahead and get that. That didn't work. Cat eye. There we go. So not too shabby. We might not be using it for this upcoming battle, though, but we'll see. Because one thing I also am considering doing is getting a Lux down, so I can get more luck on Remilia there. Alright, the Lonely Ants we're not going to be doing much with. Let's go ahead and do some, I'm going to go ahead and do some auguries right here, right now. So we're going to go ahead and do auguries for... it's going to probably be Rumia. Yeah, we'll do it for Rumia. So there you go. Let's go ahead and do a 1d10. That is just +1 survival. And one more. That is also +1 survival. Alright, so we didn't get anything from that. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and just use this love juice as for intimacy. I was going to use it for possibly crafting something, but in this case, I guess it doesn't really matter. So once again, we need to set who's gonna breed. Let's have Mei Ling and an unnamed male go ahead and breed. 2d10, I take whichever one I want. Oh my god, that was close. That 4 is enough to get one population, which is all we need to go ahead and trigger our next principle, which is going to be that stuff about the Bone Witch and all that. We'll go ahead and name a new character in a little bit. Yeah, we'll do it in a little bit. I'll have to look up a name and a picture. Alright, so that brings us up to 15. Let's go ahead and trigger this event. So, story events, Principal Society. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and go for Accept the Darkness. And I'm just going to roll 1d10. 4. Nominate up to 4 survivors, each gain 10 insanity. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and... I honestly don't really need insanity anymore. I mean, you can still get like brain traumas, but they won't kill you. But you can get things like disorders, which can be a little bit annoying. But honestly, we'll go ahead and edit this. So 4 of our characters are going to get 10 insanity. So we'll go ahead and make 2 of them have +10. 2 of the unnamed males that don't have stats get +10 insanity. And then we can have, we're definitely going to have Philandra get +10 insanity. Put that there. And who else can we... I think Remilia's nuts already. She is. So is Letty. So to be honest, let's go ahead and give Lily White. No, actually. Yeah, I'll have to be Lily White. So Lily White, +10 insanity. Okay. And that's pretty much it for that. Not much else we gotta point out for that. Just make sure I got everything from that. Did I ever read it originally? Oh yeah, it's just nominate 4 survivors that get +10 insanity. Okay. So we'll go ahead and get our Embrace the Darkness again. That is not the right one. Oh, it's Accept Darkness, sorry. But in Remilia's world, it might as well be Embrace, because she's a vampire. Alright. So with all that, yeah, that pretty much takes care of everything. Anything else to point out for this? Nope. Alright. So we got no endeavors left. All we can do now is craft. We're going to go ahead and use this last, we're going to use that white fur to go ahead and complete the rawhide set. So we're going to get the rawhide pants. And give it to Remilia here. I'll replace that. So with this, this is now a full set of rawhide. Now this will actually give us a ability. So if we pull up armor sets here, we can pull up rawhide. When you have the full rawhide set equipped, it gives you an additional 1 armor to all hit locations. So now instead of just getting 1 to all hit, 1 armor everywhere, we have 2 armor everywhere, which is pretty significant at this point in the game. And whenever you perform a survival action, that's dodging, dashing, encouraging, you roll a 1d10, and on a 6+, you get back that survival you just spent. So there's a 50% chance that every time you use a survival action, it's for free, which is really awesome. Okay, so that's all been taken care of. So all we have left now is, once again, 30 million bones. Look at all that. That's insane. Look at this. This is bonkers. This is absolutely bonkers. I can't comprehend the amount of freaking bones we have right now. I could practically just start making skull helms for people for 2 bones each. It's not efficient, but it's something. I don't know. So Sakia is leveled up. So is Kokuma. So I do need to get them some sort of weapon at some point. Letty is not leveled up, and she has binge eating disorder. So more than likely, I will be going like support with Letty here. Just go full on support, give her a cat's eye circlet, and just go from there. I think that's probably the best thing for her. But yeah. So now one of the things we're gonna have to deal with the butcher is potentially getting our weapons broken if they happen to be frail. Right now, the only frail weapons we have is the bone blade and the bone darts, but obviously we can definitely get more than that if we so choose. The problem is I honestly just don't need to spend these bones. Like, I really don't. Like, I want to just, buy something, but most of the stuff is just not really worth it. I might just get a King Spear just to have one. I mean, it'll give us it gives us something at least. Bone axes are actually pretty good too, so I mean that's an option. But we can't get a bone axe because that requires organs. We have nothing but freaking bones. We have bones, 1 scrap, and a vermin. And we can't do anything with the scrap yet because we don't have access to the bigger buildings, and we can't get the bigger buildings because we can't afford what we need. So, yeah. I mean, we can definitely make a weapon crafter if we had 1 more hide. But I used that hide to go ahead and complete that armor set, because honestly, we kind of needed it. So, yeah. Not the best situation to be in, I guess. I mean, at this point, it's fine to go ahead and just hold on to what we have. There's really not anything we have to necessarily worry about. Kokuma, you can be an archer, I think. No, yours is evasion. What's Sakia? Sakia is accuracy. Sakia, we're going to make you an archer. That +1 accuracy is actually pretty useful for you, because it means you have a higher chance of hitting with that arrow, which will make everyone's lives easier. Kokuma, you can have that sword. And Letty, you're just going to use your cat eye circlet. At every opportunity that we can use it, we'll definitely be using it. I will go ahead and spend... This is such a waste, but I'm going to spend 2 monster bones, and I'm going to go ahead and make a second skull helmet. There you go. Second skull helmet. Nothing too special about it. I don't think it does anything else. It's just it breaks whenever you get a severe injury to the head. Yep, that is the case. Alright. We could take Alice. She does have unconscious fighting, and she does have the +1 luck. She is also completely, absolutely bonkers right now. Rumi has that. Kokuma has that. Letty has that. Romelia has that. Yeah, everyone's crazy now, which is a little bit of... The problem is because everyone got insanity because of that 1 crit. So we might have to go and find someone to swap in that's not completely bonkers. Which is actually going to be Rumia, it looks like. And Rumia, yeah, she's not nuts, and she can also fill the support role. So, tell you what, we're going to go ahead and swap out Letty for right now. Take in Rumia. did a good job, Letty, but we need at least one character that's not bonkers to go on the mission. The game's pretty good about having a variety of events, and each of those events can have certain negative traits based off of certain playstyles. So if you have everyone nuts, there's an event out there that will screw you over if everyone happens to be nuts. So be very, very aware of that. Because if you're not, you're just asking for death. Okay. I really do want to get some variety as far as like fighting different enemies, but right now, White Line might be all we can. Well, actually, no. I mean, to be honest, it would be better if we let's try fighting a Screaming Antelope. We haven't fought one yet, so yeah, we can go ahead and do that. We got Rumia, Kokuma, Sakia, and Remilia. I think that's more than suitable. You can encourage. Yeah, and I could take Alice to get another Tinker, but at this point, I think we're okay. Alright, so we still have 6 bones to spare if we ever need to. We can make 3 spears with these if we really want to, but there's no point in doing so. Okay, just seeing if there's anything else I could possibly mess around with. I'm just going to probably keep Remilia as the melee character and go from there. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and fight ourselves a Screaming Antelope. So that'll be a kind of a new experience for everyone, and we'll look forward to it. There's definitely some dangers, but I'm willing to risk it, just for some variety's sake. It's not like we're going to get any white fur anytime soon, so... Alright, I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Kingdom Death Monster. See you guys later.